Absolutely fantastic. It's been incredible. They're a very dedicated bunch of people with one aim and putting on the best race, never mind Thailand, best race in Asia. Been very successful.
What's your responsibility?
Well, anything on the technical side of the race, the regulations of the race, the getting together of the teams, bringing the teams in, selecting the best teams that are appropriate without being too top class. We don't want to have them running away with everything. We want to be a very fair, a very open race.
How does it compare then internationally? I mean, everyone knows the Tour de France. How does it compare to that?
Well, can I talk football for a minute? Think of the Premier Division in England and Division 1 and Division 2. The Tour de France is above Premier Division. You have the 3 Grand Tours of France, Italy and Spain, and then you have the others. We're bringing Asia up, improving standards, giving better experience.
And what about the riders? How do they compare?
Again, you have the differentiation between the Premier class footballer, the Lance Armstrongs in cycling, and the I won't call them club riders because most of them are riding full time, but they're the up and coming riders up tomorrow.
How about the route then? You went from Bangkok all the way down to here to Phuket. What was your favourite, or what was the best, most interesting part?
Well, I think this last day was the most interesting. It was fascinating. I myself had not seen this final part of the course because they had to make changes. I was here in August, route planning, but various changes had to be made, which meant this last section along the coast here and this last climb I had not myself seen. But this was the best. This was the most fascinating one.
Right. But it also must be the toughest part. I mean, you left the toughest part for the last. Yeah?
Yes, we're a bit of a sadist, I suppose, but it did have a following wind up the climb.
What sort of gradient would you say this is?
Very difficult to give it one, but we're talking the 25%, 15 to 25% sort of climb, so very steep, very hard.
One of the main aims was to help tourism here. You went through Khao Lak and started from the tsunami memorial position. How sort of emotional or significant was that?
Well, very moving indeed, and in actual fact the winner in Khao Lak was a Mongolian who, without any prompting, he did deposit his bouquet of flowers on the tsunami memorial, which I thought was a lovely gesture on his part and entirely unrequested, but absolutely wonderful for him to do it. And the whole point of coming down here was to show the world that Thailand, Phuket, is all alive and kicking.
How many people approximately? I mean, there's about 120 riders?
We've come down in numbers. We did start with 142 because one team failed to come at the last minute. So 142, and there's about 114 finished. But there's over 500 people with the race when you get the team support staff, the race staff, the marshals, the police and the television and media people. Over 500 in total.
Quite an operation then, just getting accommodation and transport arranged.
Well, I'm delighted to say accommodation is not my problem, but it is quite difficult in some places. In Phuket we've got the 2 hotels, 2 lovely big hotels, very attractive. In some towns we've had to be spread out far more, but it is difficult getting accommodation just for one night for 500 people.
Tell us a bit about the race, something that I'm curious about, all these different coloured jerseys. What are they for?
These are to denote the leaders in the various categories. We've got the overall race itself, which is on a time basis, the famous yellow jersey. Then we have a points competition, which again is on the places, not the times. Points awarded for the places, and they ride the green jersey. Then we have a special prize for the best young riders, anyone born after January 1984. And also, remembering where we are in the world, the ASEAN countries, they're the prize for the best ASEAN riders, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, etc.
And what do they win apart from these jerseys? I mean, obviously the main winner gets a trophy.
Oh, it's an absolutely wonderful cup that they get. The total prizes are well over £1 million baht. The prizes every day for the first 20 to finish, the prizes for the first 20 in the final time classification, the points classification, the ASEAN and the young rider. We also give prizes every day for those categories. The only complaint I'll make there is I couldn't find enough mountains, so we only had 3 mountains. I said I must say this, so we haven't got a no King of the Mountains competition, just 3 separate mountain sprints. The one today at Kampala and 2 on the road into Ranong.
Right. Okay. And what about next year or future years? Do you think it will be here, come down to here again?
That's a very difficult question to answer. A lot depends on where people want us to go. I mean, this year it was special in this area because of the tsunami. It may be, who knows. Last year we started in Chiang Mai and came down to finish just outside Bangkok. Next year, I'll be quite honest here, I've got no idea. That's to be thought about, to be considered, to be discussed. Then talk to the towns, because we get wonderful cooperation from the towns, the police closing the road for us, and we couldn't do it without their assistance.